All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. We've been talking MIT's AppInventor2, and we've written 3 programs thus far. Those being our AA2 program, or All-American program, Boy Who Cried Wolf, and Hello Kitty, Hello Doggy. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to write 2 versions now of a guessing game, and I'm probably going to have to break up each one of those versions into 2 lectures, so there'll be 4 more lectures that'll go on to this. So I'm going to start a new project, and I'm just going to call it GG1 for Guessing Game 1. All right? And the way that we're going to set this up is, the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to bring in a label. No horizontal alignment yet, just a label. All right? And this is going to be the title for our game. So we're going to put in here for the width, we're going to set that to fill parent because we want it to be big. There we go. And we're going to set the font size pretty big, so let's set it to 20 point and make it bold. And we'll put the text to, well, not welcome, how about guess the secret number. There we go. And we'll even take this, it's automatically left justified, so we'll center justify it. It looks a little nicer. Now we can come in here and we can change, notice we can change the font type. There's a few changes that we can make in here. And there are a few other things we can do. We can change the background color. I mean, if we want, we can do that. Let's make it a nice bright cyan. There you go. All right. Now we are going to put in a horizontal alignment. In fact, we're actually going to use 2 of them. So I'm going to go over to my layout, and I'm going to come in and drop in my horizontal alignment, like we have done before. And I'm going to add, it's going to look a little different this time from other times. And what I mean is, the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to put in our label. We've done this before. But now, after that label, we're going to add what's called a text box. That allows us to actually input information in. Well, the label's in there, but the text box, unfortunately, is not. So we will get rid of that. Okay. There we go. All right. And, you know, again, you'll see what's going on as we do this. All right. Now, before I do that, let's go and add one more horizontal alignment, because I just want to finish kind of roughing out what this layout will look like. So, one more horizontal alignment. And we're going to, as we've done several times before, we're going to add 2 buttons to that. There's our first button, and there's our second button. Good. All right. Now we want one more label, but we don't want it to be a part of our horizontal alignment. So we want one more label, and it'll go down here. And then when we get done, we're going to do an image. In fact, let's take that label that we got down here, and let's set its width to fill parent. So it takes up the whole distance there. There we go. Now we're going to add an image at the bottom, and that image is going to be greedy too, so that will fill parent on both the width and the height. All right. And we want a picture, so we're going to go and upload a file as we've done before. All right. And I've actually got one. Believe it or not, I found this out. You can find anything in Google Images, I guess. So I found this. It's a little hokey, but there it is. Guessing game. All right. I don't know if we scale it to fit. Will it look any different? A little bit. It actually looks maybe a little bit better. Okay. All right. So here's our title. Here we're going to put down something along the lines of enter your guess. And here's where we'll actually let the user enter their guess. And then we're going to have 2 buttons here. This will check the guess to see if it was too high, too low, or we guessed the number. And this will be a button that will allow us to generate a new random number. All right. And finally, the results will actually be shown down here in this label. So let's first start out with this label right here. Let's make some changes to this. In fact, let's do it from the bottom. There's our image. So let's just, not that we have to change the name, but let's call it IMG Guessing Game. All right, so that's first thing. So I'm working my way up instead of down, just for a little something different. All right, so this label right here, we're going to, I don't know, we can call it LBL result. I guess that would be as good as anything else because that is the result of what we're doing. So LBL result. And let's make that also about, well, about 18 points. That should still be all right. Let's bold that. We'll bold it. Where's my bold? There. There it is. And for now, in fact, let's also make it cyan like we did the other one. A bit of symmetry here. That looks okay. And we're going to leave it left justified because we might be putting something pretty big in here. All right. Is there anything else that we want to do here? Oh, we don't want any text in there whatsoever because we're going to let the program fill that in for us. All right, so now it looks like it's not there, but it's there. And it'll fill it. Don't worry about it. We'll see it. All right, so let's do these two buttons. So the first button is going to say check guess. All right, and that button, well, actually, we actually should rename it to something like that. So BTN check guess. All right, let's bold that. We'll keep it at 14. That should be fine. And let's go back as we've done several times before, and let's set the percentage on it to 48%. All right, come to our next button here. We'll also bold that. Let's rename that button, and that will be, this is going to be kind of long, but BTN generate new random number. All right, well, that's too big to really to fit in here, so we'll just, for the text, we'll just say generate new with a number sign. That fits. And it'll especially fit because we're again going to go in and set the width so that it's 48%. Just like, so the two buttons, they're fairly symmetrical, as you can see. Now, our interface is coming together. You can even see, even though we have nothing in this label here, even though there's nothing there, let's go back to our image here and let's not scale that. I like it better scale. I didn't know if I liked it better or not better, but so the only thing we've got left to do then is we're working our way up. So we've got this label, this text box, and this label we've got to rename. We've already got our code in there, so let's just rename that one right now. We'll just call that LBL title. All right. Since we have two horizontal arrangements, 1 and 2 is really okay. You know, we could go and rename those also, but let's not. So let's come in here, and this will be, we're going to have the text for this is just going to say enter guess. All right. And let's see. I think we're going to make the width on that. We're going to do a percentage, but let's do it about 60. Let's say about 60%. You'll see what, hopefully you'll be able to see my madness in just a couple minutes. All right, so we've got that, enter guess. We'll bold it. We'll make it, I don't know if we can make it up to 18 or not. Okay. And how about, instead of enter guess, enter your guess. Whoops, I don't like the way that looks, but enter your guess. That's not too big. All right. We could make that cyan also, but it's getting a little too goofy with colors, so let's just leave it like that. All right. And if we want to, we could either center align this. That doesn't look too bad, or we could right align it, but I'm just going to leave it center aligned. All right. And this, remember this one was LBL, or I'm sorry, this one, we didn't change the name of it. All right, so let's rename that. And it's enter guess, so that's LBL enter guess. And this text box right here will be txt enter guess. Now, just so you know, a text box is typically used for you to either input information or display information. Here we're going to be inputting it. Now we can also put a hint in here. And let's just say number between 1 and 100. Whoops. Now it's not going to show until we run the program, and then it'll go in there. And then when we do run it, when we do run the program, what's going to happen is it's going to, for lack of better words, it's going to have that hint in it, but as soon as we click in the box, the hint will go away. All right, let's do one more thing here. Let's say we don't want multi-line. No, we don't. Yeah, numbers only, because that's all we want to allow. All right, and let's do the width on here. Since before that was 60, let's make this 36. All right, and we pretty much have painted our interface. Let's see. You know, it doesn't look too bad. It's not great. Now you can see that number between 1 and 100. Okay, so let's see. I think we just about have our interface finished. So what are we for time here? We're at 11 minutes. And I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to actually stop right here rather than going in and starting to enter some code. All right? So this is the end of Guessing Game version 1, part 1.